Play a song. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Play a song. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna 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 turn it up I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down.
You all right, people? How are we doing on this Sunday afternoon? I suppose the question is, where the fuck do we start on this one? What a complete and utter mess this club has become. I mean, the picture here, Tottenham Hotspur are FUBAR. There's going to be some people who are going to ask, what am I saying with that? What does that actually mean? Well, if you actually watch a few films, each their own, Full Metal Jacket, Saving Private Ryan, a couple of other films like that, it basically says the whole thing. What FUBAR means is fucked up beyond all recognition. It's a phrase they used in the army many, many years ago. Still use it there. There we go. Tottenham Hotspur are fucked up beyond all recognition. From top to bottom, from owners, from manager, from players, you name it, we are a mess. And I can't help but laugh at it because what else you want me to do? It is just a complete and utter fucking state. And when you go and play a team like we did against possibly one of the worst teams in that league, like West Ham, and you can't even sort that out when you're at your own fucking home ground. And then we're also talking about having things like protest. Well, if that was a protest, I'm sure people who own the place are completely bothered and scared now. Ben, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Recovering from yesterday's shit show. Yeah. How about yourself? You all right?
Same Spurs, different day. I think I could go back to my old saying now, can't I? Still, yourself?
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely wonderful. I'm only here to talk to Benji.
How did I guess that? There's not a lot to say really in that aspect. So let me say hello to a couple of people, and then we just get.
I was going to say, well, when you are done, I do have a statement to make, if that's okay. There's a formal apology that's just needed. Oh dear.
Yeah, what's the statement? Yeah, Ben, you're sacked.
Please, me. Get out of here.
Oh, what's the fucking complete mess, isn't it? If you don't laugh, you cry. So you just got to laugh at things in some things in life.
Exactly
some things in life, no matter how shitty, you just fucking laugh at it. But all right, let me say hello to a couple of people quick, and we'll get on with it. Tony, big up Dan and guests and chat. How you doing, fella? Hope you're doing well out there in Sweden. And Sue, sleepwalking into relegation. Enoch out. That is a point we are going to get to without a doubt. It's something I've been saying for a year. And yeah, we'll see with that one. But I hope you're good, Sue. Hope you're feeling a lot better these days. As you said, you haven't been too well of late. So I hope you're doing well. And I'm not even going to try and fucking read that. But hello, big up everyone. Big up as well. And again, I thought West Ham was the worst team in the league, but since yesterday, I'm sure it's Tottenham. Yes, we're definitely in there with the fight for it. And Eddie's like, what's going on, Hotspur Hood? He's saying, what's going on, Hotspur Hood? So you can tell you're getting old, Ben. You don't understand.
The lingo. Not with it, am I?
No, you see, the advantage, if I've got that right, the advantage with that is I have a 20-year-old daughter who basically talks to me like that with text messages or whatever. And that's, sometimes I have to call, like, when she's over or whatever.
Right.
I have to call like, what does that actually mean? It's where the age catches up with you, mate. But yeah, big up to you, mate. And Nugget, I like that one. Big up Dan and everyone. Enoch out. Big up to you too, mate. Henry. If Frank gets sacked, don't expect any sort of imminent replacement. It will most likely just be Hatinga. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Nothing would surprise me in that aspect. But big up to you, mate. And Daniel also saying, how can West Ham be the worst team in the league when they're two teams below us? Yeah, but the way they've played is some shockingly bad football. I get the point he was making. But yes, you could say Wolves, but there has been some shockingly bad football from them. And then they go and play us. I mean, Ben was telling me on the way there yesterday, like, and also told my wife yesterday as well, like, it's West Ham. We ain't going to lose that one. I was like, shut the fuck up, Ben, mate. We are Dr. Tottenham, for God's sake. I mean, like, when it comes to that one, seriously, we are Dr. Tottenham. Like, surely we can't lose to West Ham. But there, look, Dr. Tottenham out. There we go. It does. We do what we do. We are who we are in that aspect. We do it for a lot of people. We're a very giving club in that aspect. And Sam, big up to you, mate. Afternoon all. I think SNAFU just fits as well as FUBAR. Yes, I'll go with that one as well, mate. The whole thing is just a mess. Ben always also saying Enoch out, fans out. Fans definitely ain't looking too impressive either. Like, people say 200 turned up to that protest. I would say there was barely 100 there, so we just call it 150 for the sake of it, for the sheer sake of the situation. But if that's what you call a fucking protest, that was pathetic. And also saying big up to Benji and Stel too. I'll go for a couple more and then we'll just get on with it, basically. And the original, how you doing, fella? I remember speaking to you yesterday. Good to meet you, mate. And afternoon, gentlemen. And oh dear, I mean, I'm not going to forget a name like original Mutt. Definitely different. And then we're also talking to Daniel there and Bill. How we doing, fella? The fact is, A what? There's many facts to it. And Rob, how we doing, fella? Good to see you on here. I thought when Frank was brought in, great. I agree. Now we'll have a proper coach who will change it up during the game. Unfortunately, evidence of that has been sadly missing. Yes, it has. So let's just start off. Go on then, Ben. Go with your statement.
I'll look into the camera for this one. Right. So for the sake of Dietrich, because he's demanded this, and apparently Stel as well, I would like to convey my I'd like to convey my deepest apologies for my severe flip-floppery. But you know what, right? Joking aside, I'll say this much, okay? Like, what I think the problem is with some YouTubers at the moment is they're afraid to be wrong. Me personally, I don't give a shit. When I come on here and I speak, I know I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the world, but I come on here and I speak with, passion and as much logic as I can provide. But I'll tell you this, what I don't like is YouTubers that will jump on that fact that you got something wrong and make you, belittle you and make you feel like a fucking idiot. I don't like that. But look, listen, with Thomas Frank, I was sold a dream. I thought we were going to get an Arteta story. Someone that comes in, steadies the ship and progresses us forward, just like Arteta. And unfortunately, that dream has turned into a nightmare because I was expecting things to improve by now, and it's gotten worse. As it stands, we're in a worse shape than we were under Ange. So again, there is my apology. I am very sorry for the flip-floppery, but I mean, let's just examine the word flip-flop. What is flip-flop? It's a change of fucking opinion, and I've had a change of opinion. So I will apologise, but I fell into my own fucking dream. So yeah, there you go. Still enjoy.
You know what, Ben?
Actually,
you know what? Apology not accepted, mate. Fuck off. But seriously, apology accepted.
Actually, a flip-flop is someone who changes opinion. Then when the wind changed, they change back to their original opinion. And if the wind changed again, they change back to the opinion they changed to. It's when you go from A to B to B to A to A to B, and you go whichever way the wind goes. If you change your opinion once, that's not a flip-flop. That's just, I've seen some evidence that's been brought to my attention that I cannot ignore, which has led me to say, I now have changed opinion. That's all.
So you wouldn't consider myself a flip-flop then? Is that what you're trying to tell me still?
You're not a flip-flop. You're just being common sense. You've now seen it with your own eyes that Thomas Frank is a problem. Thomas Frank is a problem. It took you a while to get there. That's all. Others saw it earlier.
No, do you know what?
Others still haven't seen it. So,
but anyone watching, right? Myself, Dan, and Stel went to the game yesterday, and we saw in person. Stel, I know you go regularly anyway. I'm not able to do so. I live quite far away. But I think yesterday for me was the straw that broke the camel's back. And the way I looked at it is either what we're seeing is being coached, or these players are not playing for Thomas Frank, and either option you pick isn't good enough. So I mean, yeah, for me, it's rough, and I don't know where we go from here. How did you see the game yesterday? Still, what struck you at the game?
Everything I've been seeing since the Super Cup final, everything I've been saying for the last 4 months, the same. Look, man. Look, I'll tell you what, chaps. I'll tell you what. I'm not here to dig people out.
Of course you're not.
That's the word, Benji's takes are horrendous.
Fuck you.
I
tried to be an optimist, right? What's wrong with that? I tried to look beyond what we're seeing.
That's how you get hurt in life, mate. That's how you get hurt.
That's the hope that kills,
let me tell you what's happened here, right? Because I saw this months ago, and I tried to say it. The hate towards Ange was so strong by certain fans. There was such this venomous hate towards Ange that anything but Ange. We could have hired Hertzler from Brighton. We could have hired Gareth Southgate. There's so many managers we might have hired, and fans would have jumped on it. And they would have overhyped it, like they did with Frank. Everyone overhyped Frank. And the reality was we needed a winner. We needed someone with European experience, someone that can manage a big club, and someone that can handle 2 games a week. Frank was never that guy. He was never, ever that guy. So he was set up to fail from day one. And then we were given some warning signs. That Super Cup final. And this is when I knew we were...
I agree on that bit. I agree on this bit still.
I don't at all. I believe personnel was a problem there because no one gave us a chance in that final. We all expected 5-0 defeat.
Hang on, let's still finish his.
All right, sorry, go on.
This is when I knew we were in trouble. it's not the fact he was 2-0 up with 5 minutes to go and we blew it. Because Conte, Pep, even Arteta, Mourinho, these managers, Klopp, they would not have blown that. It was what fans said off the back of it. Oh, but when Mourinho was 2-0 up against Dinamo Zagreb and he lost 3-0, what? Did you go after him? Being 2-0 up with 90 minutes to go and being 2-0 up in a cup final with 5 minutes to go are two completely different scenarios. Do not replicate those two as one. That's when I knew we were in trouble, because that's when I realised this fan base is going to make excuses for Frank. They're not going to treat him the same as Ange. Because if that was Ange, all hell would have broken loose. So this manager is going to get different treatment. This is a problem because it's going to blind them. And then we saw Chelsea and Arsenal, the worst XG recorded by any side in Premier League history. And excuses came out. Oh, but it's the players. Oh, but the players aren't good enough. Oh, but again, that's not what you said last season. Then we saw the Nottingham Forest game where we're 2-0 down, 35 minutes to go. He brings on Paulinho and Ben Davies. And after the game, he says, oh, I knew the game was lost at 2-0. That confirmed to me that he was a loser. I saw that against PSG anyway. Fans made excuses. Oh, but what do you expect him to do? What did you want Frank to do? I don't know, bring on some attackers to try and win the game or at least get an equaliser. And then we saw lots of things like this. We saw it against Aston Villa. We get the equaliser. We're on the ascendancy. Does he double up in the middle? Does he keep penetrating down the middle where Villa look vulnerable? No. He brings on Dane Scarlett and puts him right wing. Like yesterday, he brings on Bergvall and plays him right wing. These things are all managerial. It's all coached. This is what Frank is. I don't think he's rubbish. I don't think Frank is the worst manager ever. I think he's a decent manager at a mid-table club that wants to stay up, maybe push up the table a little bit and just do his job. But if you want a manager to go to a big six club and manage a big six expectation with a fan base that's got high demand, short patience, and wants football to be played a certain way, he's not that guy and he'll never be that guy. And all I've heard is excuses the whole time. He was never going to be Arteta. Arteta was coached by Pep. Who coached Frank? Arteta won the FA Cup in 6 months, so he bought time. Klopp, when he went to Liverpool, got to 2 cup finals in his first season. He bought time. Mourinho, when he came to Spurs, got us to a cup final, pushed us up the league table. He deserved more time. Conte turned Kane around from being a player that didn't want to be at the club, who said, okay, I'll give it a bit more of a go. Got us top 4 in Champions League. Pochettino, by the end of his first season, we pushed up the table. We were improving. All these managers put credit in the bank. They said, look, you've given me crumbs and I've made you apple pie. Please give me some better ingredients and I'll make you a 3-course Michelin dinner. Frank's been given crumbs, but what's he done with it? It's not apple pie. It's not sponge cake. It's an outdated strudel. It's gone to shit. So that's what Nuno did. It's what Stellini did. It's what Mason did.
He fed it to the dog. That's what he did.
And the dogs at the vets now, not doing too well. So this is why I said I've been saying this. I've been seeing this coming. Frank has failed to take the crumbs he's been given and do the best that can be done with these crumbs. Poch, AVB, when they started, Ange, all these managers, they've had to do the best they can with the crumbs they've been given. The last 2 managers have had the worst set of crumbs. But we're not 14th, we're not 17th, we're not that level. West Ham was the deal breaker. West Ham was the game where everyone said, right, we're not losing to them. I said that. I'm not losing to them. They're awful. Yeah, okay, Dr. Tottenham, blah, blah, blah. I've watched West Ham this year. Guys, they are shocking. Yep. They are truly an abomination. They're one of the worst teams I've seen in a long, long time. They came to Spurs. They didn't just beat us. At times, they were passing the ball better than I've seen Spurs pass the ball this season. What? So their players are all good now? Their players are suddenly very, very good players. And they, no. We are a joke under Frank. We were a joke under Stellini, under Mason, under Nuno. We were a joke under those managers as well. When you come to Spurs and any Big Six club, you've got to do one thing. Give the fans something, put a little bit of credit in the bank for everyone to buy into, and then earn your stripes. And hopefully the board say, right, we're going to back you. Our board never back anyone, so we know that. But at least earn your stripes. What have you seen under Frank, guys? What have you seen under Thomas Frank to say, yeah, man, I can see, I've seen nothing. I've seen absolutely nothing. So this was never going to work. He needs to be sacked. We need to bring in a manager, whether it's an interim or the actual manager, who is balanced, who knows how to attack, who knows how to defend, doesn't leave us wide open, but doesn't go gung-ho. We need a balanced manager with experience who knows how to win, who knows how to be a winner. And hopefully they back that guy, because that manager will get more out of this team, guys. He will get more out of this squad. And to all the people that just sit there going, it's the players, it's the players, it's the players, it's the players. None of you said that when Ange was manager. None of you said that when Nuno was manager. None of you said that when Ryan Mason was in charge. None of you said that. It was an excuse to defend Frank because you hated Ange so much. And that's what I think happened, guys. So, listen, man, that game yesterday was a fucking disgrace. I can't believe, honestly, Dan, I know you said Dr. Tottenham. I cannot believe we lost to West Ham. I actually can't believe it. I believe we lost to Liverpool. All right,
I can.
We lost to Newcastle. I can't. I'm still shocked by it. Benji sat next to me. He said to me, "Still, you going to say that one more time?" I said, "Yeah." I can't believe we lost to West Ham. I can't. So,
well,
anyway,
on the way here, I said it to Ben. I said it to Ben on the way here. On the way there, we can quite easily lose this. He was like, "Not a fucking chance, mate. Not a chance."
I've watched so many games of West Ham this season. There was no chance. Do you know what? Still, I agree with everything you said. All of the above, I agree with. However, the only part I would question is the reason why I think Frank was given so much, a bit more leeway with fans, is because on paper when he was brought in, he was everything that Ange wasn't, and that was, and again, that does lead back to what you're saying. A lot of people just hated Ange flat out. Me personally. No, listen, I'm with you. And also, his win rate when he plays 2 games a week gets cut in half. If you look over his managerial career, it got cut in half whenever he had to play twice a week. But look, with Ange, what was the problems? It was, okay, we need someone who's going to be adaptable. That, whilst Frank was at Brentford, that's what he was. He was an adaptable manager. We need someone who's a tactician. Frank is considered a tactician. We need someone that's going to improve our younger players. And again, Frank has improved players at Brentford. So on paper, Frank, for me at least, and for many others, looked like the right choice. And I think that's why initially he was given time. But I absolutely agree with you when you say there did seem to be a mad amount of genuine hatred for Ange Postecoglou. He deserved a lot of it, though. Let's be honest for a minute. He did. 22 games in a Premier League season is not acceptable. It was this time,
but Benji, it was this time last year, this exact time, when the decision was made, we're going to mug off the league and just focus on that Europa Cup and the Carabao. That decision was made and the board backed it because they never sacked him. So they had that conversation and they said, right, we're just going to back it. And this time last year, that decision was made. And it was the best thing. It was the best thing we did, but it was the worst thing for Ange's career. For us as a club, it's the best thing we did because we won a trophy finally. We needed that. We needed that trophy, guys. Don't forget, we were called bottle jobs, Spursy, flop spur, spuds. How many times have you been online or in a WhatsApp group and seen a rival fan send you a picture of an empty trophy cabinet? Tottenham. We had to stop that. That rot had to end, man. So we made the right call last year, doing it.
I mean, when it comes to that, this is one where I will step in, and I told you also. I mean, I can't say it for a fact, but I think it's pretty obvious now. I mean, Van der Ven basically said it. I said if we don't get rid of Ange in January, they are purely keeping him focusing on that cup because there's nothing to focus on in the league. Yeah, I reckon I basically reckon they had that chat and Levy or the owners, whatever, they could blatantly see the league, we were screwed. We were never going to get Champions League, not into Europe, whatever. The only chance we had of Champions League or Europe and get a cup in the process was just say bollocks to the league and just purely focus on that cup. That is exactly what happened, in my opinion. And Van der Ven basically admitted it, didn't he? But there was nobody, bar one or two people, wanted to take that one in and believe that. Again, it's another thing where some of us can get some opinions right one day and get it totally wrong another day. Just a quick thing I want to do is put a link on here for everybody. For Connor, I think most of you know who he is, but if it goes on Sean Show a hell of a lot. Met him yesterday at Tottenham, and that, it was good to meet you there, mate. And he's just started his own channel as well, The Whistle Blows. So if people could go on there and give him a like and subscribe, be much appreciated. He's a good fella, knows what he's talking about, especially when it comes to the money side of things. And yeah, it was good to meet you yesterday, Connor, anyway. I mean, so going back to that, I mean, this whole thing, I was one of the ones who, Frank was my third choice. He's a manager who seems like he can deal with what he's given, basically, play with the cards he's got and that. And by the look of it, I couldn't have got it more wrong if I tried, basically. It is not going correctly, and that is an understatement. I mean, one thing I will say, we do have a hell of a lot of injuries. But the other point I will make on it, we also had a hell of a lot of injuries last season, and no one mentioned that for Ange. You know, like, no one mentioned that for him. But you do look at it and you can say there's a bloody lot of injuries there. You could possibly put that as a bit of the reason. But the way I've been seeing him dealing with what he's got, no, I don't think he's the one. And I got that wrong. I think when it comes to that, the question is more, what do we do now? Do we just hold him till the end of the season and then get the next manager in and start again from somewhere? Where do we start? Start again?
We're going to get fucking relegated.
Well, this is something I said over a year ago. It won't happen this season. It won't happen this season. But if we carry on doing what we're doing,
I don't know.
If we carry on doing what we're doing, we're going to do a Wolves and just keep slipping down and down and down. And within the next season or two, we can go down. And I've heard a lot of people when I said this over a year ago now, that we're too big, that can't happen, sort of bollocks. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. Whether it's a punch up outside the pub, whether it's boxing, whether it's UFC, or whether it's any sport like football, whatever. Bigger you are, the harder you fall. It is not impossible that we can go down. This season won't happen. But when it comes down to it, give it another 2-3 years, we keep going like this, we can disappear.
If we don't beat Burnley, we will be in a relegation fight by the end of February. Mark my words. I never thought this either, but I really believed we were going to beat West Ham. I really, really thought, worst case, we get a draw. By the way, I have to say, I didn't get a chance to say this. I met Benji for the first time in real life yesterday. He's one of the most positive, happy to be alive people I've met. You know that? This guy's like, do you know what? I just love being here. Do you know what? Fuck it. Love being around you guys. Even after the game, he's like, yeah, we're fucking shit. Love it. Oh, this guy. We need to get a bit of Benji in our lives, man. This guy's got he's got a good energy about him. I didn't get a chance to say that.
No, do you know what? Also, I wanted to say it was because of still actually managed to even get a ticket. So again, I will say to your face on here, thank you very much for sorting that out for me. I thought it was a blast.
I'm constantly depressed.
Now you two. No, look, hang on. Now you two. Leave it to after the show, yeah? I mean, I'm starting to feel a bit sick at the moment. I mean, go on if you want to carry on what you're saying.
I just think you're amazing still. I do. I really do. No, look, just like you, please.
I really want to sit next to you again.
Mate, we'll make it happen. No doubt. Yeah, I mean, look, it was hard to stay positive yesterday. Do you know what? When the final whistle went,
no, you heard it.
We just didn't say anything still. The whole South Stand was booing and chanting, you're getting sacked in the morning.
Where was they were.
We were just sitting there with the other lads, speechless. We didn't say anything. No one said anything for about 3-4 minutes.
We were at the protest doing it where it matters.
Well, yeah, there is that. You know, but like I said, it was something that he wasn't this is the thing. Like, going to the game, I was convinced we were winning that game. I've watched numerous West Ham. I really was. I watched numerous West Ham games. And you know why I did? To cheer myself up at the way Spurs fucking play. Because they are that bad. You think Spurs are bad, go and watch them play any other league game. It's abysmal. So I was convinced we was going to win. But like I said, at the end of the whistle, you know, when the whistle blew, I wasn't even hurt anymore, and that says something. But when you're not hurting from your team losing, that speaks volumes, because I'm not actually surprised, regardless of the fact that I thought we were going to win. It was tough. It was really tough yesterday.
I'm at that point within a matter of how many months he's been here, 5 months now, where I'm feeling how I was after 18 months with Ange being like in charge. But I do think part of that is already down to where I was already numb from the football side of it, even down to the fact that we won the cup. Instead of being happy that we won a cup like I should have been, I was more relieved that we actually, that basically the season was over now. And yes, we've got a cup, great, but I should have been jumping up and down over the moon with it. But I was so to the point, just numb to the feelings of the football, basically, that I was like, great, we won the cup. I'm happy for that, but fuck it, can the season just end now, please? I'm already at that point now, and we're just over halfway through the bloody season.
Dan, this manager, people just didn't want to say it, but you can see. Just talk about yesterday's game, right? You know, Benji and I were talking with my mate Shine, who's with us, who's he got me into coaching. just some fundamentals. Every single time our goalie had the ball, pass to Van de Ven or pass to Romero, pass to Van de Ven, pass to Romero. It never goes to the wing back straight away. It never goes long and wide up the channels. It's never a long ball forward. Van de Ven, Romero. But that is coached. That is a repetition of the training session. It's coached. It doesn't work. It does not work. That's why you've got to mix it up or try something different. Every time we get down the wings, you never see the fullbacks overlapping the wide player to feed them in and come into the space. You don't see any overlapping fullback runs. It just doesn't happen. That is coached. That is by design. West Ham were doing it. West Ham were causing us problems doing it. How is it they can do it with their 18th placed squad and we can't? And then you look at the attacking mid, always isolated in the 4-3-3. It doesn't work. The 4-3-3 doesn't work with one attacking mid the way we play. It simply doesn't work. And then you look at the decision-making of team selection. He starts Ben Davies at left back ahead of Jed Spence. Who's Ben Davies marking? Bowen. Jared Bowen. Are you taking the piss? You're going to put Ben Davies up against Jared Bowen. You've got to put Spence on him. Spence is a 1v1 defender's decent. And he's got some pace. You've got to put Spence on Bowen. Put Ben Davies there. And then it's the substitutions. You think, all right, you haven't got the best bench in the world. Why did he take off Tell? Of all the crap that was on that pitch, he took off Tell. Odebert, Benji was going mad. He's like, what the fuck is Odebert doing out? I'm like, I agree. But these are managerial decisions. These are frank decisions. It's got nothing to do with the squad. It's got nothing to do with the players. These are managerial decisions. But if you say it, it means you love Ange. It means that you don't know anything about football. It means that you think all the players are great. It means you think we should be top 4 if we change. No, just pointing out. Just like last year when we said Ange playing a high line is suicidal. Ange playing a high line can't happen every single week. Inverting the fullbacks, why does he keep doing that? We pointed out tactical decisions of Ange last year. We did it with Ange as well. We're not just doing it for Frank. But if you say it for Frank, it's almost as if you're saying that God is the devil. It's almost as if you're saying to everyone, death to your mothers. It's like, no. We're just fucking pointing out the obvious. But if you change manager, it won't change. If you change manager and you get the right manager, it will change for the better. It won't get us top 4, though. That is down to quality of players. We don't have the quality of players for top 4. That I agree with all of you. But don't tell me this squad is 14th, losing. We made West Ham looked like Barcelona for 30 minutes of that game. They actually look like Barcelona the way they're passing the fucking
Yep.
What is going on? What am I watching?
Hey, do you know what? To caveat what you just said, still,
it was mad. It was mental,
brother. I was very in between. I couldn't work out whether it was the players, whether it was Frank. I couldn't quite get off the fence on it. And after what we watched last night, live and in person, I think I can comfortably say this is the manager's fault. This is exactly what Stell was saying a minute ago. So when the defenders in the game had the ball, if they had the ball for longer than 10 seconds, the crowd were booing. But here's the thing. The midfielders and the attackers were completely static. There was zero movement. So quite honestly, the defence had no one to pass to regardless. And that there's no way a player will hide from the ball like that. That it has to be coached. There is no way. But look, another thing about getting
it's not just the players here, Ben. Yeah, the thing is at this club is everything that is the problem. The whole club is fucked, mate. The whole club is a problem. But the players are an issue. The manager is an issue. The owners are an issue. Everything. I don't think it's just solely one part, but I definitely agree. It is definitely Frankie's the wrong man here.
Yeah, look,
he is the one telling them what he wants to do on the pitch.
Mate,
so I'm agreeing with you, but there's more to it than just.
You're absolutely right. Look, it's the players aren't great, but we all know they're not 15th worthy. Let's just be fucking real for a moment, all right? Regardless of what you might think of that squad, they are not 5th. They should not be anywhere near 15th. They shouldn't. For me, and you're right, Dan, with what you say, it ain't just the manager. So even when we bring in a new manager, nothing's going to change. But I tell you what I do need to see. I need to see a manager that brings an identity, a purpose when these players are on the field. Because quite honestly, when I watch Frank's football, I see no plan. I see no strategy. I don't understand when I watch him what he's trying to do. At least with Ange Postecoglou, you know that fucker was just trying to drive us up the pitch. You'd see him week in, week out, screaming at the players, stop passing backwards. That's at least with him, he had a fucking plan. Under Frank, I don't know what he's trying to do as a manager. I don't. At first, I thought maybe he's trying to implement a defensive style. We can't even do that because that Arnie Slot came out not so long ago and said the sign of having a manager long term is a manager that will implement things bit by bit by bit. Well, if he's trying to implement us being defensive, we can't even fucking do that. As far as I'm concerned, he's got to go. There is no way you can keep Thomas Frank at this club another fucking day. I'm shocked he's still here right now.
Well, going with that one, yeah, I've been reading a bit, and obviously you can only go by what we read here and there, yeah. I mean, the question is, it's like, where the fuck do you go from there sort of thing? But what I've been reading is that the one we're meant to be looking at is Fabian Hurtsler from fucking Brighton. What is he? 32? Is he 32, 33, something like that? And if I remember,
he'll be sacked by me.
You know what I mean? And what sort of good is that going to do? Getting us a 31, 32, whatever he is, 33-year-old manager. What was he? The youngest ever manager that's been in the Premier League or something, isn't he? What good's that going to do? And what is going to make that of any player of any quality sort of want to come to the club and be willing there to listen? I'm a firm believer of respect isn't someone that anybody just deserves. For me, that's just common courtesy. Respect is something you earn. Someone earns respect over due time or does something that's special there and then, or something that you respect that much there and then, that you show the person respect for it. Whereas me, no one gets respect off of me unless they've earned it. But the one thing you will get off me is common courtesy. I see people will see it as a different way. It's just my way I look at life as such. Each their own, whatever turns you on at the end of the day. But what player is really going to come in with any respect for a 33-year-old manager or whatever, who's managed at Brighton for a little while and possibly getting the sack from them and really didn't do much in his career as well? Now, if you've got someone like Zinedine Zidane up there or whatever, who's gone and done what he's done in his career, there's already some sort of respect there. When Frank come in, what is there to respect? Okay, fine. What he did, he kept Brentford up and everything, done respectable for him. But what big player is truly going to come in and respect him? So he's also got to earn that respect off the players as well. Whereas when you have a manager come in like Conte, like Mourinho, like even when Klopp did to Liverpool, whatever, there's already respect there for stuff he's already done. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Pedigree.
If that's the way you want to put it, yeah. That is the sort of manager we need. in my opinion. We need someone who's got a bit of pedigree or respect to them from the players. Because I think it also shows that the players don't really give a flying fuck about him in the aspect of, even down to the way Van der Ven and Spence just blatantly walked past him so rude. I mean, if they would have done that to me on the pitch, I'd have slapped him in the face clean on the pitch in front of everybody. I mean, that was about as rude as it gets in that aspect. When they just blatantly walk past him when he's trying to talk to them and that, they deserve to slap in the face for that. But that's because they just got no respect or even common courtesy for him because he hasn't earned nothing as a manager, whatever. What do we go for then? What sort of manager do we go for? Because going for someone like Hertzler, who's like 30 odd, what is the point? And the other one that I've been reading at is we're also looking at what's his name? Enzo, the one who was managing Chelsea, who just got the sack there.
Do you know
That's
what?
just what I've been reading.
No, we're looking at a multitude of managers at the moment. I mean, you're hearing Xavi Alonso, you're hearing Xavi, you're hearing Maresca, like you said. To be honest with you, out of three of those, at the very least, I'd probably take Maresca. And there are reasons for that. I feel like with Xavi, with Barcelona Xavi, I'll just specify that, he hasn't got the players at that club to play the way he wants to play. So for me, right now, that's an out because...
Well, Alonso's free now as well.
No, well, here's the problem with Alonso. Now, again, look, listen, these are great. These are decent managers, don't get me wrong. But Alonso, for me, look, given his experience, and it's not a great deal. I mean, don't get me wrong. He did fantastic at Leverkusen. Fine. But look at the players he had. That's like Pochettino magic. Pochettino had the players there. He did improve them. Fair play. But he had good players there, a good base. And that's what Alonso had. Now you put Alonso into a team that has a bit more expectation. He's gone after 6 months. I think you drop a manager like Xabi Alonso into a Tottenham Hotspurs, I think he gets fucking eaten alive. Again, it's just my opinion. But with Maresca, he's been in the battlegrounds. And again, listen, I don't think he's the best manager out of the three. But with Maresca, at least he's got the experience of the downs and the ups. The guy's been about, for me, I think that's type of manager. He's better suited to a club like Tottenham Hotspurs. But again, it's just my opinion. I don't know what you boys think on the three.
I mean, I think he's the logical one to look at. I mean, there's Premier experience there, whatever. And I mean... I am pretty much stuck on who do we actually go for. So if we do get rid of Frank, what do we go for? Who do we go through? I mean, still, who would you look at in that aspect? Who we could realistically get? I mean, looking at Spurs at the moment, you'd be looking at like people used to look at the England job, basically, but even worse.
I think Ryan Mason's ready.
I'm never going to cover.
Really?
Yeah. Nah.
What, just for the 6 months sort of thing?
I know what he's going to say. He's going to say it doesn't matter who comes in.
I don't want Hertzler because
no,
he's not a winner. He's too young to be a winner yet.
Yeah, and especially
got
to deal with the shit going on at Spurs as well. He's got no experience or nothing like that whatsoever, has he?
He's got the backing of one of the best recruitment systems in English football. The Brighton recruitment process is one of the best. So he's got the backing of that. We have one of the worst. So the other problem with Hertzler is you're making the squad younger because all we do is sign kids. You're making the manager younger, but the board's getting older. You're going to have a communication problem. The language of the youth and the language of the old is not the same language. You need a bit of, you need to mix up a bit. For me, there's three managers I would look at. And they're all different. If you want the elite, proven, the man that's worth paying the money and worth backing and doing it his way, it's Jurgen Klopp.
Without a doubt.
Jurgen
but that's
Klopp.
not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
Anything's possible if you're prepared to spend the money. If you're looking
we lost to West Ham.
Exactly, and we probably lose to Burnley. If we lose to Burnley, I'm taking a week off YouTube. By the way, I am. I'm not doing YouTube for a week. If you want a proven set of shoulders that can get results, win trophies, and is just that steady but successful type who's not elite that we can attract, you go for Glasner. All day long, you go and get Glasner. If you want a proper project for 5 years and you're not going to go and get Klopp, then you go and get Poch, because although he's not the winner that Klopp is or Glasner, because Poch isn't, what Poch is someone that loves the club, that would snap anyone's hand off to have a second bite of the cherry. He understands the fan base. He'll get all the fans on board, and he knows the football we want to see here.
Fans would give him that extra bit of time, wouldn't they? I said this on Savage show earlier.
Because he's not going to be a negative Nancy. He's not going to come here being pragmatic and shit. But he's not going to be gun-ho, all-out, Ange ball, everyone highline, no matter what. The thing is, though...
He'd have that extra bit of love off, if you want to call it that, off the supporters, basically.
Yeah,
where even if he was doing this bad, it'd be like, well, come on, we'll give him till the end of the season, sort of thing. He'd get that extra bit of time off the fans, wouldn't he?
Fan base.
I don't think you can underestimate getting the fans back on side. I feel like that is a huge, huge part of it.
Listen, you'll get the fans back on side if you hire any of those managers. For me, in order, Klopp's my number one, Glasner's my number two, and then Poch is my number three. But whoever you bring in, and this is where Frank gets a bit of respite, whoever you bring in, you need to restructure how we go about transfers and how we go about bringing in players, because whoever signed Moani, really? Whoever signed, why have we signed a 19-year-old left back when the first team's collapsing? The first team's falling apart and you go and sign a 19-year-old. Fuck the future. Fuck building long term. We need solutions now as well.
Yes.
Do that, right? And then you look at this Conor Gallagher signing. Sorry, everyone jumped on it, bigged it up. Yeah. You sold Brennan Johnson for 35 million, who's got 19 goals in him from last season and 2 goals this season with hardly playing. Fine. You got rid of him. Fine. Bring in a goal scorer. We spent that money bringing in another midfielder who's he's Pape Sarr with a better first touch. He's Pape Sarr with a better first touch. Doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to sell Brennan Johnson, that money, go and get a Lookman. Go and get Aliouche. Go and get someone that's going to create, someone that's going to score goals, because we're lacking that. So whoever you bring in, guys, Poch, Glasner, Xavi, Alonso, Poch, whoever, they need a proper recruitment policy. We need a proper recruitment policy, and they need to have the balls that Frank didn't have and that Ange didn't have to call out the board when they're not doing it. Because still to this day, Conte is the only manager that called out this board on that shit. He called them all out. Frank is a yes man. Ange was a yes man. Even Poch was a yes man. We need someone that's going to come in and say, I'm not tolerating this shit. Don't you dare sign Archie Gray. What the hell are you thinking signing Odebert and Tell? What the fuck is Richarlison? What are you giving me? Unless a manager has got it in them to call them out on that shit, they'll be gone in 18 months.
Yeah, but still, you're using a word that doesn't exist anymore. You're using the word
manager that seems to do that seems to get the sack lately anyway. And quickly, Ben, just before you go on now, a user, thanks a lot, mate. Much appreciated. He's saying there, Liverpool to prepare for VDV and replace for yes.
Oh, he's gone.
End of the season, mate. Van der Ven is gone. Baked potato, mate. See you later, mate. He's gone already. And another one, a user as well. Thanks a lot, mate. It's appreciated. Spence locked himself inside his own penetrate. Yeah, I agree, mate. Thanks a lot for the chats. It's appreciated.
Dan,
go on with what you were saying.
Dan, there's a comment at 618 from Panda Express. Can we just quickly analyse this?
If I can find that. 618. There we go. From who?
Panda Express.
Okay. There we go.
Right. If you call out the board, they'll get sacked. Let's be real.
That's what I just said. It's happened just lately to a couple, isn't it?
Right, 1 second. Now go down to the next one. We are Spurs TV. Doing what Stel suggested won't work. Just get them sacked. So the same thing. By not calling out the board, they're getting sacked. By not calling out the board, they get sacked. So by doing what you say, doesn't work either.
So you're taking risks is taking risks, right? Okay.
The difference is, if you stay quiet, you get sacked because you're accepting this shit. If you speak up, you get sacked because you've spoken up. But here's the difference. When you speak up, you begin to shift the fan base's attention. Romero called out the board last week. Everyone's talking about it. Now a protest is set up. Now Vinay's putting out a statement. Look how the attention just shifted. Conte called out the board. Everyone goes back to that Conte rant. Everyone talks about that Conte rant. If you don't whistleblow, if you don't speak out when you see wrong, the attention will always get brushed under the carpet. You've got to do it to shift.
Or put on you.
Guys. You have to. So when people say, still, what you're saying won't work. Oh, yes, it will. But you've got to be consistent with it. There's no point protesting once every 6 months, every single week. There's no point saying we want Enoch out once every 4 months, every single week. And there's no point managers speaking up when it suits them. No, speak up as soon as it happens. As soon as we signed Spence, Conte said, club signing, they wanted him, not on me. It's them. You've got to do it straight away. So it will work, but the way we do it is just so inconsistent that they get away with it. That's the point of it. Staying quiet is the worst thing you can do. When you can see wrong, staying quiet is you're ticking. Your time's up. It's a matter of time. Frank not speaking up on this shit, he's going to get sacked. 100%. Just like Poch, just like Ange, they all got sacked. They never spoke up on it. They accepted it. Frank
did mention though that they weren't quite doing their job properly on searching for players at the start. He did actually mention that, didn't he?
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is like Romero coming out saying they're liars. They lied to us. That's what I'm talking about. No, call them out, man. Expose them. Because Frank also said when he came in, Matthias Tell is a very good player. He can play anywhere across the front three. Mate, shut up. Shut up. And then he drops him from the Champions League squad and hardly plays him. Mate, shut up. Who are you trying to fool? Frank didn't believe what he said. But then, Ange did the same when Werner joined. Yeah, Werner, experienced player. He'll be good for us. Like, shut up, Ange. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you on about? He's shit. Just admit he's not what you wanted, and that's all they're going to give you, and you've got to accept it. Otherwise, you'll get sacked. This is the problem at Tottenham. Our managers come in here, and they're just like, yeah, okay, yeah.
I think that's what most managers are like, though, because the problem is you do say your bit, you are going to get the sack as well, and they don't want to get the sack as well. So I can see that side of it.
But they get sacked anyway, Dan.
That's what I was about to go to. But they're about to get sacked anyway. But I do see your side of it as well, is they're going to get the full blame for it because they ain't saying anything. So would you want to take the full blame for it? Oh, well, no, they ain't doing their job properly in that. So how do you expect me to do mine? So if the board were doing a bit of a better job, do you think Frank would be doing a better job then, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, listen, to be honest, just by judging the way that Frank plays, probably not. I mean, it might be marginal, but again, like I said previously, when I watch Frank's, games under Frank, I don't see a plan. I just see static, sit back, soak up. It's, do you know what? At this point, from what I've seen, even if you brought in the players that people like us want, I'm not convinced it would make a huge difference. I genuinely, like I said earlier, for me, yesterday was the straw that broke the camel's back. Most of our problems right now, at least on the field, it's a Frank issue. I don't think bringing in these better players is going to make a difference. I really don't, because I don't see a style. So if I'm not going to see that, then you know what? Honestly, I don't know. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. I mean, I'll ask you the same question. Do you think if we brought in better players, we'd be in a better position right now?
Possibly a better position, but not much better.
I don't think so either.
Well, better position, there's only 6 positions worse. So, really, at the end of the day, innit? But I do think it is showing. I don't think Frank is... He's not for a club of this size. Now, when people go on like we're a top 6 club, this no, we're fucking not, and we never were. Yeah, not in my opinion. When it comes down to size of the amount of supporters we've got, the amount of money we got, stadium we got, and all that side of it on the business side, yeah, we're easily a top 6 club. But when it comes to what we've won over the years and this and that and everything else, we are not up there with the top clubs, not in a million years. It's just through size and money why we get called a top 6 club. Or if there was a mega league that got bought out like they were gonna, we'd get invited into it purely because of money, no other reason, sort of thing. But with a club of our size, I won't even say expectations as such, because really, who expects Spurs to win anything any season? I don't think he's got what it takes. He is for a club of Brentford size and can do a good job with them for what a club of that size would do.
Do you want a damning statement? No matter what happens in the next 3 to 5 years, if we bring in a new manager right now, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I think there'll be a small manager bounce and then it will go back to normal. What sucks is I think we have to come to the conclusion that Tottenham Hotspurs is not going to rekindle what we once were in the next 6 months. It's not going to happen. I can't help but sit here and think the problems run so deep in this club because it's not just the manager, it's not just the players, it's not just the chairman, it's not just the board, it's all of it. And to fix this, I wouldn't know where to begin. There isn't a plan I could think of that would be realistic that could fix our club in the next year. Yeah, but
Enoch out.
That's not realistic. They're not going to leave. They make too much money. You can say Enoch out to your blue in the face, and believe me, I want them out too. But they make too much money. They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere because 100 people turn up at a protest. That's why. 62,000 fans are happy to sit there and accept
for sure.
And
do you know what?
And give them what they want. That our fan base gives Enoch what it wants. This ownership isn't here for the fans. They're not here for the football. They're not here to make us great. They don't give a damn. But the fans that go to the games, they allow them to get away with it. They allow them to continue. Listen, Leicester City changed their owners, and in 12 years, they won the league and the FA Cup. Liverpool changed their owners, and in 10 years, they won everything. League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Europa Cup, Premier League. Our owners in 25 years, mate, this fan base is just dumb because they look at other models, at clubs that aren't oil money like City and Chelsea. Leicester aren't oil money. The Cronkies have owned Arsenal for 7 years, like full ownership. They fully took over 7 years ago. Look at them now. 7 years that took. This lot have had 25 years. 25. And we're sitting there going, oh, but Vinay's here now. We've got an Arsenal fan as chairman. He's going to help us. We've got Charrington, an investment banker. He's going to help us. We've got Joe Lewis's kids who are on a pension because they're at the pension age. They're going to help us. We've got Lange. Give it a chance. Shut up. Nah, man. Right. Get real.
Tell me about it.
They don't give a damn. They got to go, Benji.
Just want to answer.
Only 100 fans care. Only 100 fans care.
Matt, just an answer to you, mate. Tell you, mate, I wish they were sunglasses. It would be much easier to fucking do this without them. But either way, whatever turns you on at the end of the day, mate. And indoors living in my mum's house. Sorry, mate. Paid this place off a long time ago. And well, talk for your own house, mate, not mine. I don't even like houses anyway. That's why I live in a bungalow. Much fucking easier than walking up and down the stairs. But either way, whatever turned you on, fella. Well, you're the West Ham one watching the show as well.
No, tell them the reason why you wear them, Dan. Go ahead.
Why do people need to talk about mums? How old are we here? Talk about mums and shit. Your mum. Like, who are these people? Your mum? Really?
What do I care? What do I give a fuck?
No, but who does that? What grown man talks about your mum? I can't believe it. I can't believe we lost to West Ham. I can't believe people talk about mums.
I mean, he's a West Ham supporter, so he is allowed to take the piss a bit, isn't it? It's the guest room, mate. It's the easiest way to do it. It's one of the guest rooms. Because if I do this in the other room where I used to and that, I get a bollocking off my wife for doing it and that. I mean, do you know what a wife is? Probably not. You ain't been laid yet. But with that one, I mean, I just don't know where we're going to turn now. I don't know what players we can get. I don't know what manager we can get. I am just in this situation where I just want the situation, I just want the season to end. I just don't see how we can get out of this situation. I mean, one way I think Frank has got to go, and I would say, do you know what? Get rid of him now. Get someone in for the next 6 months, because if we get another manager in, or even just a 6-month manager in, and the players hype up for 3-4 games and then go back to shit again, at least you can say that's another 12-15 points that'll save our season, basically, and we won't be in a fight for getting relegated. So we might as well get rid of him now and get the other one, whoever we get in there, for the meantime, and then start again at the end of the season.
I mean, not that I think it's feasible, but do you think getting relegated would be a good thing? I mean, I think it's a club like Spurs.
I said that earlier.
I can't see that happening. I can't see it being anything other than detrimental to the club. However, is that a good way to reset? I wonder. As nuts as that probably sounds.
No, I have wondered that, and I said this earlier on. Like, sometimes, how shall I put it? Sometimes to get your act together, you've actually got to hit the floor. I mean, like, hit as low as you can go, basically. And Spurs haven't done that yet. Yeah, we've been low, whatever else, but we haven't hit the floor properly. And I said this on Sav's show earlier. Does anybody actually think that maybe getting relegated is the only way to get Enoch and that out? Okay, we're in debts, this and that, but that's all controlled in the aspect of the amount we have to pay. And from what I've read, the amount we actually pay back over the 30 years, it's on quite an easy level, considering the money we bring in out of the football as well. And, well, Villa went down, a couple of seasons, whatever, come back up and look what they're doing and that. Maybe that is what needs to happen if it's the only way to get Enoch and that out.
But then
would
if
you be willing to do that?
But if you think about it, though, would that make the owners leave? I don't think it would. I don't think, given the size of our stadium, and I'm assuming you've dropped the ticket prices, you'd still fill that stadium twice a week quite comfortably, I think, even in the Championship. So I'm not even sure that would damage us enough financially. You know, 'cause some people would say, oh, you know, there's loads of debt at Spurs, they can't afford to go down. Well, I'm not being funny, but thanks to, you know, the business mastermind, Daniel Levy, our debt is very, very manageable. Very manageable, you know, but we've got rates on the stadium. We're paying back next to fucking nothing, really. They're not big repayments at all. And I don't think there's something going down into the Championship we'd struggle to do. But, you know,
we'll
I said,
a parachute payment, Benji. We'll get like
we
100 million.
We will.
Yeah, about 200 mil in it, 150, 200 mil, something like that for going down as well, isn't it?
But I'm not sure that would be enough, because look, realistically, what you need at Tottenham Hotspurs, you just need to fucking start again. We need new owners. We need a real footballing chairman. You know, we need real footballing fucking directors of football. And it's something we don't have. And here's the problem. If you look at it realistically, you can't just up and fire these people. They're not going to get fired. These people will be with us for years. So given that fact, you know, what do we do? I mean, we've been told this season things are going to change. We're considering the footballing side of things more than anything else this time around. You know, Daniel Levy's gone. You know, we've got in this fucking miracle worker Vinay that everyone was hyping up. I mean, for me, if he's that good, why the fuck is he still not at Arsenal? I don't know. Vinay. But yeah, look, the point I'm trying to make is I don't see an exit strategy here. I don't see how we can turn this around, because we're now so low down, we can't even bring in the quality of players we need to fix our problems. And I can't see any class manager wanting to take this job either. I hate to say this, but we're fucked.
The way you turn it around is you bring in a manager that's competent, that can get the most out of these players, get us up that league table, and then say, right, he's shown us something, and then he needs to be backed. Look at Klopp and Arteta. They had to get their teams up to a point where they could say, right, now a Declan Rice will want to come to us, and Eze wants to come to us, and Zubimendi wants to come to us. Before then, look at the
none of these clubs are where we are now, though, still. That's the problem.
No, but look at the players they were signing when they started off. Saliba, unknown, good scouting. Gabriel, unknown, good scouting. They were signing players like Martinelli, unknown. Right, Trossard, okay, we knew him, but not elite. They weren't signing top players. Then suddenly, bang, Partey, Rice, Zubimendi, Eze. They came towards the end of the process once they've established themselves as a viable option to go to be a winning team. Poch never attracted top players when we started. It was down to good scouting by Mitchell. Problem is, when Poch got us to that place, we still refused to go and buy top players, and then it all fell apart. So that's how you do it. But you need an owner that's prepared to do it, a chairman that's prepared to do it, a recruitment team that's prepared to do it. And what's made it really bad, Benji, which isn't Frank's fault, but it's made it, well, it's partly his fault. But what's made it worse is this was the year that we push on from the Europa Cup win. We've got worse in the same season that Arsenal are probably going to win the league. In the same season that Frank's number 2 has taken over Brentford with not as many good players and made Brentford better. And teams like Sunderland, complete nobodies, are knocking it out of the park. So you've got Sunderland and Brentford embarrassing Tottenham and Frank, and Arsenal about to win the league. When you add that all together, fans look at it and say, this is a fucking disgrace, man. Fucking hell, really?
Is Frank really the 3rd highest paid in the league?
Yeah.
Surely not.
That's why they're not sacking him. If you sack him, they're going to have to pay £32 million compensation. 32 mil to sack him, but he could get us relegated, which will cost us 150 million. Someone's got to do the math. Someone's got to do the math.
Ellie, how are we doing?
Yeah. Still, you make me laugh, man. It's all about the money, isn't it? It's all about the money. They care about money. They don't care about our club. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this shit. And we haven't just been in this shit for now. We've been in the shit and the mire for a while, for a long time. All right, we didn't win anything under Poch, right? But he, like Bill Nicholson said, you aim high. You aim high, and he aimed high. He just didn't get us over the line. But that doesn't mean he can't get us over the line now. But these owners have got to go if he's going to come back. Because I don't really want him to come back to this shit under these owners, because it wouldn't be fair for him. Because as soon as he starts, if he loses one match, for example, you see, Poch ain't that great, there'll be fans like that as well. But I don't know. I just feel disillusioned because the shit show is carrying on, and it's the performances as well, guys. The performances are dire. If you lose and you lose battling, really on 2 halves, because we only played 1 half really, and we didn't really dominate the second half. We had a few chances, yeah, but we didn't dominate them. They came at us as well. So I'm very upset because I love our club, and I hate what this ownership have done to us. They've made us argue with one another as well. We're all tearing each other to pieces in WhatsApp groups. And look at the protests yesterday, right? All these fans, they're all big mouth.
Is that what
it's
you
not
called
a protest, really, is it? It's just 200 people.
It's a gathering.
Yeah.
Ellie, there weren't 200 people straight up. There was
I don't think
maybe
there was
100 at a push.
Right, okay. So then Billy T goes on Talk Sport. I saw him on Talk Sport, right? And he's giving it all from his heart. Yeah, he's saying what we're saying here, right? And then nothing. So what are these fans wanting? They boo in the stadium. I heard you say, Stell, they boo in the stadium, but they don't want to get change. It's pathetic.
Well,
really pathetic.
There was easy 20,000 people that were basically you're getting sacked in the morning.
Yeah,
the entire 17,000 South stand, the entire stand.
Yeah, the entire stand will sing that, but they won't go and stand on the protest. Ridiculous.
But all quite happily walked past the people standing there shouting in out, just walked past and walked into the stadium, basically.
Dan, we just lost to West Ham. The unthinkable became thinkable. It is toxic as you like. You go downstairs and there's 4,000 fans queuing up to buy beer, Asian fusion noodle, Italian gourmet pizza. You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
I know.
What is going on here? It's like a party. It's a party. We're celebrating the loss.
Yeah. Yeah, and they stay there. They stay there a long time still. They don't just stay for 10, 15 minutes. They're up there for 2-3 hours.
At least march out the place and fuck off down the pub. Why spend the money in there?
It's until its last orders.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing we're going to have is at the end of this season, there's going to be a few things happen with. There's going to be a couple of players that go. Basically, I mean, what players are you really going to be that bothered that go? We don't want to lose Van der Ven, but for me, I'll bet a hell of a lot of money that he's going to disappear at the end of the season. Basically, he's definitely going to be gone.
100%.
I mean, Romero, I could see him disappearing as well by the end of the season if the price goes down for him a bit. Anyone else who's really going to come in for him?
Paulinho might not stay. He's on loan. He might not stay. Paulinho's on a loan deal. That expires. Mwani's on a loan deal. He'll be gone, but I don't think anyone will be bothered.
Oh, Mwane will, but them two are on loan anyway. So just count that they don't stay. Whatever.
Rich will be here. Richarlison will stay. He'll be here.
Davis will stay.
Who is there to sell?
Stay till he's 50.
Do you know, we're in a state right now that we genuinely, if we were to get relegated and people started to leave, I can't think of anyone more than, and this is the truth, a Paulinho or a Van der Ven leaving. They're the only two that I would give a shit about. I wouldn't care if the rest of our squad fucked off tomorrow. I wouldn't.
I'll second that.
Could you imagine saying that in the Pochettino era with Dembele, Ericsson, Ali? You know,
Modric,
it's unthinkable.
Van der Vaart.
We've got exactly. It's unthinkable. This is where we're at.
Be Alderweireld.
We don't care, and us as a fan base, we are very attached to our players. I couldn't give a shit who leaves.
I do find we're a very how do you want to call it? Sensitive fan base.
Sentimental.
Yeah.
Sentimental, better way to put it, of with some of the players and that. If you ain't doing your job, I don't give a fuck whether I like you or not. You're getting the sack. Go and get someone who can do the job.
Do you know what makes me laugh? I argue with people on YouTube about the academy, and I get told they're not good enough. They're not good enough. All right, they're not good enough. But is the current first team good enough? Because if they're all shit, then why not let the academy just let them have a go then? Because how can it get worse?
They'd be scapegoated still. That's the problem. They'd be scapegoated.
That's very true.
We scapegoat them now. Listen, Lubo, he went after Porro, got bored of that, so he went after Romero. Today on Savage Show, he's going after Xavi Simons. He scapegoats them one by one until he's picked them all off, right? It's happening now. I think actually, maybe getting relegated might be the best thing because Keith Berkhamshaw, we got relegated with him. And then we rebuilt, came up, and we won quite a bit. So maybe that's the kick up the arse we need. But you know what? It will be such a painful way to do it, though, man. It'll be such a painful way to do it.
But sometimes the way in life, not just like with the football, but just life in general and that. I mean, I had a point in my life where I had to get my shit together, basically. But the thing that made me do it was when I basically hit the floor. And I knew I'd actually hit the floor. And then it's like, do you know what? I got to get my shit together big time. When you've still got that bit of space as such, where you haven't, or that bit of hope, whatever else in that, it can still stop you putting the full effort that you need to do or accepting that you got to get your shit together, basically. And I do think that the only way this club can quite possibly, if the owners don't sell the club, is to actually hit the floor and go down. And if that means we have to spend 3 years down there, then take it from there, basically. Sometimes you've got to hit the floor, basically, as low as you can go to get your shit together.
Are you saying we all need to take the Basuma balloons?
You were screaming that last time. During the game, it's like, get the balloons out from Basuma.
Come on, mate. I mean, to put a smile on your face after that game and get you talking about anything and everything, you'd need more than fucking balloons, mate. I tell you that, and it's a bit more expensive, but that's a different story. When it comes to that, it's just, I do think going down might be the only thing that can rescue us in that aspect, in making us start again. I mean, what do you think on that, Ellie?
I don't want to get relegated.
No, who does want to?
Then I have to go to QPR with my husband. No way. That ground is a dump. Honestly. No, I don't want to get relegated, but I want to...
They beat West Ham, Ellie. QPR almost beat West Ham midweek.
I know. They gave them a better game than we did. They took them to extra time. And they didn't have their star player, Leos Chair, playing either. So no, I just don't want to get relegated because I don't want to go through that again. I was very young when we got relegated last time, and I was crying my eyes out on the pitch. I don't want to go through that, but I want to see. I want to see.
When did
well,
we get
I think
relegated? What year was it, Ellie?
1976. 1976. And then we
Yeah, I
came up
wasn't alive then.
77, 78, and then we bought Aussie our dealers, didn't we? But
You was
even then,
about
we
in
went,
76.
yeah, we went through a little lull, 70, 76, yeah, 75, 76. And then we came up 76, 77, we were in the well, it's the old second division, it was called then, not the championship. And then 77, 78, we came up, right? And then 78, right? It took us 3 years to get Birkinshaw. So I don't know, with Frank, right? He's only had 6 months, right? But I can't see any progression in the style of play. If I could see a progression in the style of play, I'd give him another 6 months. But there's no progression. We're going backwards rather than forwards. And our play is so turgid to watch. Backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways. It's not good. That's why I think if we get a new manager in and change the whole style of football, get the ball forward, because we've got technical players in the team. Right,
Have we?
even Mawani's got a bit of tech. Right, he has. He's got a bit of tech, but he just can't score. Right, and Zach Xavi, he's just. I think he's playing.
He was fucking awful.
He was
yesterday.
awful. He was
No,
awful,
well,
right? But he's trying
Archie
too
Gray.
hard. Trying
Archie
too
Gray played
hard.
better than him. Ellie, I
I
know Archie
know.
Gray got taken off on that, but I
Archie
think
Gray
he
had a
played
very
better.
good first half, actually.
Bissouma was the best player on the pitch.
Basuma came on,
Yeah.
he was the best player by
Yeah,
far.
but I'm just
that's
saying.
experience.
I think Gray played better than, even though he came off at half time. I
Gray
think he
was-
played better than Simmons yesterday. I mean, I'm
And
not
so
saying
was-
Gray was good, but he was better than Simmons.
I could be wrong, but I think I counted 5 completed passes from Simmons.
Yeah.
I could be
You
wrong.
know, I knew this was going to happen when we sacked Ange, man. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to lose whatever unity, togetherness, whatever bond was there. I knew that was going to get shattered. I knew it. I knew this was going to happen, man.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever break a unified team. Don't ever break it. Even if you can't stand it, don't break it. And we were there. We were there. And we broke it. And I knew this was going to
Really?
happen.
What was
Yeah.
unified about that? Okay, we won the cup in the most
That was the
disgusting league
unifier.
final ever.
Dan, that
You
was
think?
the unifier. That was the
Yeah.
unifier. Yeah. Look,
Yeah, but you say
Go
it was
back
a
on-
disgust. Like you say, it was a disgusting final, right?
it was a
But
disgusting.
it wasn't in terms of football, yeah. But
Doesn't matter.
defensively, Basuma was on it. Bentancur was on it. Sarr was on it.
Romero, Van de Ven,
Yeah,
Vicario.
Van de Ven, we were all on it. We were all unified in that to stop Man United from scoring because they had 16 chances to our 3. All right, so it was a boring game, I must admit, but we had to beat Man United, who are serial winners. They know how to win. Right?
Can I butt in
lucky,
really
like
quick?
people say. We bloody busted our balls to win that Europa Cup.
Do you know what?
In
If
that
you don't mind me
final.
saying, if you
Fair
don't
enough,
mind
I
me
can go with
saying,
that.
you know what? When I watched the PSG game, the Super Cup, a game like that, I thought individual players were fantastic.
Yeah.
I genuinely felt like we were playing brilliantly. However, that final I watched, bear in mind we'd already beaten Man United 4 times previously that season. I think it was 4 times, 3 or 4 times. Either way, every time we played them,
We beat them 3
comfortably.
times. Yeah.
For me, I would not see those performances in the Europa League. I thought it was genuinely down to how poor Man United are. I wasn't convinced that it was because of our players, you know, that were outstanding were the reason why we won that game. If anything, I think it was a lucky
all said
goal.
Frankfurt were going to knock us out. We all said Frankfurt at their ground were up against it.
No.
A lot of people saying Bodo were going to knock us out as well, by the way.
I thought we showed a lot of character. We weren't,
Let me
we
ask
weren't
you,
technically good.
How did we smash Bodo 5-1? But when Frank plays Bodo looked like they should have beaten us. How did that happen?
Yes,
We made
they did
Bodo
look
look
like
like
that.
Real Madrid that day.
I'll tell you why. Because when we played Bodo with Ange, we there was that
attacked him.
unity. There was also that unity, Dan. Like, we're going to do this. When we went there with Frank, it was like, not sure about our tactic. Not sure. Listen, Frank.
I mean, remember, I did tell you that we're too terrible in the league and carry on. But you watch, he's going to get that Europa Cup. I did tell you that one.
Yeah, but you know what though? You would never say that about Frank.
Do you know what? Yeah.
You would never say that about
hang on
Frank.
a minute. Hang on a minute. Yeah. Now this would be the biggest fuck ups of all fuck ups. The only way we go worse than last season is we finish 17th again, or we finish 18th and win the Champions League.
Yeah, that would be
Only
so
Spurs
funny.
could pull something like that.
That'd be the ultimate Spursy thing to do.
That would just be the Spurs thing down to the count. We finish 18th, get relegated, and win that fucking Champions League.
Mate,
that would just be the Spurs of all Spurs.
I'd love to beat Arsenal in the final.
Sack Frank, right? Sack Frank. Bring back Ange. Get relegated. Ange wins the Champions League, and then press conference. I always told you season 3 was better than season 2. Done.
Oh, dear.
That'd be so funny, man. I'd piss myself.
I'd love it. I'd love it. That'd be the best thing. Imagine getting relegated but being champions of Europe.
Imagine all the Greeks. Imagine all the Greeks. They'll have a street party.
Mate, every Spurs fan.
The whole of the Cyprus and Greece are
And
congregating.
then being in the championship whilst you're in the fucking Champions League as well.
Oh, no.
Mate,
Only Spurs could pull it.
imagine Leighton Orient on the Saturday, Real Madrid away on Wednesday. Oh, fucking
No, but if you seriously look at that, Ellie, seriously look at that, yeah. Only Spurs could ever pull that off. If any club could ever fucking pull something off as that, it is actually Spurs. Not that it's going to happen. We ain't winning that Champions League. Come love no money. But
we're not going to qualify.
Only Spurs could pull that off. Only Spurs could. I mean, that's the next thing as well. I mean, that next game we've got against Dortmund, who are we actually even going to play? Because we've got like something like 14 players or whatever it is out, basically. Yeah. Other players we can't add to it and that. What are we even going to play against Dortmund?
Mate, Basuma's not in the European squad, is he?
No. Oh, no.
And Palina's injured.
Can
Archie Gray's injured.
Can Gallagher be registered or no?
I think he can.
Or is that the end of the window? No. Is that at the end of the window they can do that?
The squad's already been announced. You can't.
I thought you could change it.
The only way you can change it is if you can prove there's a mitigating circumstance that a player's going to be out for a long period of time. So, for example, Tell got put into the squad on the basis that Solanke is going to be out for a long period of time. So I don't believe Solanke can play because we did a switch for Solanke for Tell, didn't we?
Yeah. We did.
Oh, I thought at the end of a transfer window. I thought at the end of a transfer window you were able to
listen. Dortmund they're gonna pop us, right?
Yes, completely.
Dortmund are gonna pop us. What we need to do is we need to move this manager on. He needs to be moved on for his sake, for the sake of the environment improving, because it's becoming toxic, guys. It was like that Nuno El Sakiko when we played against Man United many years ago. Is that toxicity that's got to go, because we're not going to go forward with that environment. We need to change the atmosphere at the club, and I don't know.
That's down to the fans as well to do that, isn't it? Changing the atmosphere there.
Fans don't know what they want, Dan. They don't know whether to protest, whether to boo, whether to blame Frank, whether to blame Vinay, whether to blame Arsenal cups that we're drinking from, whether to blame players. We're all over the shop. This is what toxicity looks like. When no one can agree on anything, that's when it gets toxic.
No, but you know what? At the very same time, I'm going to say this about the atmosphere of Tottenham Hotspurs. We are a very reactive fan base. If you give us something to cheer, we explode. We explode. Look at that Aston Villa game when we started getting back into it. The atmosphere was fucking rocking.
Well, Romero scored yesterday,
cheer.
Romero scored yesterday. It changed. The atmosphere changed.
This is what I'm saying. So, you know, the players can bitch, they can moan. The manager can bitch and moan and say, oh, you know, you've got to help us. Give us something to fucking cheer about, and you'll have one of the best atmospheres in the Premier League. I'm not getting that confidence.
But having said that, right, I saw the Aston Villa Everton game just now, right? And the Everton fans, they haven't got much to cheer about. They've been shit for years. And they were cheering their team on. Honestly, they were brilliant. Right? And they won the game 1-0, by the way, Everton. Yeah, so
Did they?
yeah,
Oh,
they beat Aston
I
Villa
wanted-
1-0.
I
Barry
wanted Villa
scored the
to win
winner.
that. I wanted Villa
And
to
they
win
played
that. So
well. They played really well.
Arsenal winning the league, aren't they?
Yeah, I was cursing them. I was saying,
I
you
know.
want to win Everton.
Again, in that
7
aspect,
point
if anyone
gap.
can still fuck it up, Arsenal can fuck it up. They've proved that, but that would just be. Do you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want to go into a chat about them, but if they have to win something, then go and win the fucking league and go and do it and rip the piss. As long as they don't win that Champions League, fine.
Yeah.
Go and win the fucking league. You can say they deserve it. If you want to look on it from a footballing point of view,
Yeah.
take off the
They
Spurs
do.
hat, whatever you want to call it, and that you can't say they don't deserve it. But
They do deserve
either way,
it.
let's just hope they break a leg or four. And so with that one, let's hope they do screw it. But if anyone can, they do. It's just I'm at that point where I just don't know where to go anymore in aspect of how many reasons can we look at, how many problems can we look at, because there's so many in that. It is just where do we go from there? I mean, one person I want to talk about, Vicario, our goalkeeper. Now, when we first got him, I did say to everyone, it's not a cheap buy, that one, in the aspect of just gone for the cheap one. He's a good goalkeeper. I'd watched him in Italy and that, and he was good. But then Italy's style of football is different to the Premier League, and he definitely suits their style of football more. Now, one thing I will say with him is he's definitely, I'd say, one of the top spur at the moment shot stoppers around. I don't think there's many goalkeepers who are as flexible as he is.
Yeah.
Reaction saves. Yeah.
Reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reaction
On the line.
saves. Yeah.
He's excellent at that. But the rest of it, he's fucking shambolic. He's got worse and worse. For me, he's definitely one that's going higher up in the list now for me, that definitely needs to go at the end of the season. And we need a goalkeeper in there with capability.
Yeah. I agree. Right, because that goal by Callum Wilson, he was moaning that he got fouled. He didn't get fouled. They showed it 3 times. No one went near. The one who was getting fouled more was Lucas Bergvall, because he was getting his shirt tugged and he was getting hustled, right? But that's what happens when there's corners and set pieces. There's a lot of that going about, and sometimes you get a penalty, sometimes you don't, or sometimes they call it a foul, and sometimes they don't. But Vicario was going nuts, but they showed it 3 times. He never got fouled. He just makes excuses.
No, I agree when it comes to coming out for corners or off his line, whatever else, and that when it comes to even just passing the ball out, let alone kicking the ball out, I think he's going up the list on a player that we need to get rid of and get someone else in there who can do more of an all-round job. Because a goalkeeper isn't just about being on your line anymore, being able to save a shot. There's a lot more to it now. Like the sweeper keeper is the style of what it is. I mean, would you two reckon on that with Vicario?
Go on,
He's got
Steph.
to go, man. He's got to go. He's a brilliant shot stopper, but the game is about distribution, and it's 70% distribution. His distribution is so limited. The modern day goalkeeper needs to be more like what you see from Raya at Arsenal. He is the modern day goalkeeper. You know, what we've got is a goalie that's he'll have 3 brilliant games in a row, then he'll shit the bed for the next 2 or 3. He's just inconsistent. So we can't build with him as the main goalkeeper, unfortunately. I like Vicario because he always comes out, he speaks to the media when he has to. He never shies away. He tries his best, but the reality is the modern day football is just not suited to what we want to do. So he needs replacing. I don't understand why Kinski doesn't get a proper run in the team. At the end of the day, all right, he flapped around and cost us against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. 1 game. Let him play. Give him a chance. He was man of the match when he played his debut against Liverpool. Let him have a go, you know. Maybe Kinski is actually a very good goalie, but even Brandon Austin, he's not bad. He's not a bad goalie. So,
I mean, I know the goalkeeper I'd want, but it's not happening now, and that's at Diego Costa at Porto. That is the one I'd be more than happy for Spurs to go and spend 50 million on and get him, but that's just not going to happen now. That isn't happening. Go on, mate.
There's
Sorry,
better
finish
goalies.
what you were saying.
No, that's it. There's better goalies than Vicario. So, but boys and girls, I have to go because I'm going to be going round to my sisters. So I'm going to love you and leave
Enjoy.
you, Benji. Benji,
Take
you in
care,
the mud.
mate.
Benji's in the mud. Benji's in the mud.
What am I fucking not?
See you later. Take care of yourself.
Nice stuff.
Still losing for bomb. Typical
Baked
still,
potato,
isn't
mate.
it?
Yeah, baked potato. See you later, fella. So
Yeah.
go on, Ben, your opinion on that with Vicario.
Look, I like the man. I like his character. You know, like Stell said, he doesn't shy away from anything, which, you know, I can appreciate. But look, Vicario's a really tough one for me because he saved us quite a few times this season so far. And I think Vicario on form is a very, very respectable goalkeeper. However, it would be very difficult to get away from the fact that, look, he's not great with his feet, his distribution. Do you know what? Honestly, his distribution's on the same level as Lloris. It's fucking awful.
Probably worse.
Yeah.
But
Probably
again,
worse.
if you ask me the type of keeper I like, it would be, look, what matters to me most is obviously reaction saves and shot stopping.
I like Dortmund's keeper.
No, you know, that's fine. But look, I won't lie. I do think, given the current circumstances, maybe we do need to try someone else. I mean, for me, I'd love that Mike Mignon from AC Milan. I know that's probably a far cry from even being possible, but yeah, that's someone I'd go with. But again, look, I like Vicario, I really do, but it seems to be getting worse for him. And you look, if a goalkeeper's confidence is in the ground, which his does look like it is, then yeah, maybe it is time to shift him on and maybe get somebody else in. As far as Kinski goes, look, we've watched a bit of Kinski. I don't particularly think he's an amazing goalkeeper. I mean, he's very young as well. But yeah, for me, if Vic does go, I do think we genuinely have to bring in another keeper. I certainly wouldn't want to go with Kinski, that's for sure.
Yeah, but again, it's another one where there's not many options out there, really, is it? I mean, with our next game coming up against Dortmund as well, I am not looking for, not that I look forward to any fucking game, really, if I'm going to be honest. But with the next game coming up against Dortmund, I think, yeah, I can see us getting a complete and utter beating there, good and proper. I mean, what do you two think on that?
I'm going to do us all a favour. I'm
I'll
going to
be
do
back
us
in
all
2
a
minutes.
favour. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say we're going to get pumped by Dortmund because apparently every time I say we're going to fucking win, we get beaten. So, yeah. What do you reckon?
Well, the thing is, we're down to the bare bones, aren't we, in terms of player personnel who can play. So it's going to be a tough one. It would have been a tough one with our full team, let alone what we're going to go with. So I don't know. I think we might turn up. You know, see, we raise our game.
Else, who are we
against
playing
the
in
better
midfield, sweetheart?
teams.
Who are we playing in midfield? Who have we got available to play in midfield?
There's no one really. I think Gray is fit. Gallagher can't play. Sar's at AFCON, but he's playing today, isn't he? They're not going to play him on Tuesday, are they? I don't think they are. Well, they might do. They might have to.
So what
They
are we
might
thinking
have
is
to.
going to be in midfield? Gray and Bergvall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Against an experienced Dortmund team.
I'm not
We're going to
fucking
get
watching that
pumped,
game.
aren't we? We're going to get pumped.
Yeah, and then that'll be that and out the Champions League as well, won't it?
The thing is, we'll have to go into the qualifiers because I think is it the first 24 teams that qualify? Like the first 9 go up automatically, don't they? The top 9.
Mm.
And then after that, you have to go for the qualifiers.
I'm not 100% sure on the number. I mean, my
think
memory
it's
at the
either
moment
20 or 24. One of the two. But if
something
you
along them lines.
Yeah. So you could still qualify, but you'd have to play qualifying rounds. Either way,
there's
we're not
no hope,
winning
is
it.
there?
We're not winning it. So we might as listen, we're going to get pumped against Dortmund. They are a very good team. They're second in the Bundesliga as well. So yeah, we're
I
going to
mean,
get pumped.
Munich are totally destroying that out there, and Harry Kane is just absolutely destroying that
I
league,
know.
hands down. And yeah, fair play to him in that aspect. He wanted to actually get something out of his career, so he done the smart thing and fucked off.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't have blamed him if he'd have turned around and said, "I'm never stepping foot on the Spurs pitch again." When Man City went for him, I wouldn't have blamed him for doing that. He'd already give us plenty, and that if I was him, I'd have gone straight to Man City basically. But look, with the whole thing, yeah, I don't think he tried. He didn't try as hard as some players would. Some players would have just said, "I'm never stepping foot on the pitch again," and they wouldn't have stepped foot on the pitch again, basically. But I don't really know where else to go and what else to talk about when it comes to it. I mean, it all just comes down to the point of we are fucked.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well and truly. I'm just Googling how many teams qualify for the Champions League. Just wait 1 second. Keep talking and I'll Google it.
I mean, James, thanks a lot for the super sticker, mate. It's appreciated. It's just I'm literally on a point on a show at the moment where I really don't have much more to say. I mean, if we wanted to go through player by player, then you can sit there and there's all you can basically say about each and every one the way they played yesterday, bar maybe a bit of Basuma was shit. There's not really much further you can take it. There's not really much further you can go on it. I mean, what else is there to say about
could talk about
we are in trouble?
You could talk about how Enoch, by the looks of things, have been lying to us. You know,
that's 25 years, mate. That's 25 years they've been doing that.
No, I hear you, but it was only the start of the fucking season. They turned around and say, "Look, listen, we understand. We understand that, you know, we've perhaps maybe not concentrated so much on the footballing side of things. We want to correct that. We want to start building now." We are, 11, 12, 13 days into the transfer window? We've made one fucking signing and it was reactive.
I know. And
Right,
we haven't spent any money. We really haven't spent any money because we sold Johnson for 35 mil and bought in got Conor Gallagher for 35 million euro. So that's not even 35 mil, is it?
No, either way, however much it was, we didn't basically spend any money.
We haven't spent a penny.
It was only 2 or 3 mil. And
Spurs. It is, by the way, the Champions League is the top 8 that go in, right? And then from 9 to 24 go into the qualifying rounds. Yeah, so the 9th team to the 24th team play qualifiers. And I think you get seeded in terms of how you did in the first round. Yeah, they'll seed you and then you'll play. I don't know if they do a draw, but it says there's a knockout phase. But I don't know how they do it because I can't remember from last time. Because we actually qualified, didn't we?
Yeah.
For the last 16.
Are we currently 1 point off being automatic qualification at the moment? Is that correct?
I think we're only a point away from it. It's just,
I mean, I don't know what you two
with
the
injuries we've got, Ben. With the injuries we've got, it's going to be a bloody hard game. I mean, even to put subs on there is going to be practically impossible unless you put all the under 18s on it.
Yeah.
We're currently 11th and we're 1 point off. Yeah.
I was going to ask you two a question.
Yeah, we're 1 point off.
And chat as well. At this point, at this point, do you think it would be better if we just go out of the Champions League anyway? Because right now, you know, look, we are dancing with the bottom boys in the Premier League. I'm genuinely thinking it might be a case of just get out of the Champions League and just focus on the Premier League because there's no way we can finish where we are. Or worse.
Even if we lose our next 2 games, we're still going to qualify in that top 24, probably, because all the teams below us, Benfica have only, the 25th team have only got 6 points. So they can only get 12, and that's only if they win both games. So we just need 1 more point to secure it. So we've got Frankfurt and Dortmund first, then Frankfurt. So we're going to get in the top 24. We will do.
Do you not think that we should just bin it off? Because at this point, people, is it not survival mode for Tottenham Hotspurs at this point?
You can't bin it off, can you?
Because well, what I'm saying is,
even if we lose both games, we still probably get in the top 24.
No, I know, but I would play the kids because listen, we don't have a team. We don't have a squad at the minute. We've got no one. So if I'm honest, here, this is just my opinion, Els. I'd
Yeah.
bin the Champions League off because, again, Tottenham Hotspurs right now are in survival mode. As far as I'm concerned, we are running out of players. You know,
Well,
we're not bringing anyone
that's
in.
already happened.
What,
Yeah, we
right?
haven't signed anyone basically. I mean, Glasner fine, but that's one gone, one in basically.
Yeah. The thing is, I get your point, but I think no, I don't want to bin it off because as long as we're in it, it builds up morale as well. Because you know those European nights, they're special, right? They really are different from the league, right? And the fans are different as well, right? And you get a lot of foreign fans coming to watch these Champions League game as well. And I don't know, it just that the atmosphere is so electric at Champions League games, and it might lift us. You know, if
Really?
we get, it
You
might
think the
do.
atmosphere will be here electric?
Well,
No,
Well,
I see what she's
I
saying, but
think
you
they're
know what
different.
else?
They're different, and if we get a
You
good
are right.
result,
Yeah.
it could lift the club because we need something to lift us, boys. We're down in the dumps. If we
Yes,
go
we
out
are.
the Champions League as well, we're just fighting against relegation. We're
I
10
think the
points
Premier
clear.
League is more important. Like what Ian's just said here, I
Yeah,
think the Premier League
it
is actually more
is.
important.
But we're 10 points clear, so we got a cushion. We have got a cushion there. We just
Okay.
we have to go to Burnley and beat them, and then we should be more or less a couple of more wins, and we'll probably be safe. All right, because West Ham, they're going to go down. They will, and the other two teams, Leeds and Burnley. No, it's not Leeds and Burnley. It's Forest and Burnley, isn't it? Who are down there? No, Wolves and Burnley. Wolves and Burnley. Sorry.
Wolves have
Wolves and
definitely got
Burnley.
110%. Wolves are
Wolves
already
have gone. Wolves have gone. They only drew today. They've definitely gone. Burnley, if we beat them, they're definitely gone. Then it's going to be West Ham, us, and Forest. And I think we've got enough. We've got enough to stay up. Probably finish 16th or 17th this year.
Basically no better than last season, isn't it?
No, because it's the same players plus two new ones, and then we've got two loanees. One's been injured for a long time, and Moani was injured for a long time, wasn't he, with his dead leg? And now
if that was the problem, I mean, again, what does it matter? I mean, he hasn't done anything for us really, apart from one good game as such, which the result was irrelevant still at the end of the day. I mean, what a total mess that one's been as well, isn't it? It just can we do anything? Right, I'm gonna go on.
No, I was going to ask you, Ellie, did you ever buy into Frank? Because we were saying earlier, right? I mean, myself personally, I kind of fell into that being sold a dream where we were going to get that Arteta story, bring in a manager that would stabilise, so on and so forth, and gradually start building us. At any point during the season, have you bought into Frank, or have you always?
At the start, I thought it's not a bad appointment because he did really well at Brentford. Like all the stats show that he done really well with the budget that he had and everything. And he left Brentford in a good place, right? At the start, I had some good hopes, but then when I saw the football we were playing, then my hopes sort of dwindled, and then it's like got worse and worse and worse the way we're playing. I know he's got injuries, but all managers have got injuries, right? But I just don't like the way we play. It's not my type of football.
At this point, you have to see a direction, right? You have to see a style.
Yeah, you do.
And you just
the only direction at the moment is down. That is the only direction
it's
you
the
see.
Championship, baby. That's Frank's direction.
That is the only direction you see at the moment. But either way, we'll deal with that when it comes to it. I want to go and have something to eat. I'm knackered. I can't be bothered to keep moaning about Spurs if I'm going to be honest.
I know. You know what I mean? You've got to eat.
What I'm going to do quickly. Oh, yeah, definitely. Big thanks to a user for your super chats, mate, and Destiny, been a member for 2 months, and also from James, much appreciated, mate. I still don't know how YouTube have turned this around, how to send you over to another channel, but what I'm going to do is put the link on here. If people on here can jump onto 2 marks and say hello, Hotspur Hood Wade, at least go on there and say hello to them. 2 diamond fellas there, met them both, had a good piss up with them a couple of times and that. and say hello to them. Thanks everyone for watching. Ben, anything last to say?
Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, I'll say same Spurs, different fucking day. Ellie?
In Frank we sack.
What I mean, fucking God.
Don't. It is just that
Even
day. So
Sava said
everyone,
it. He WhatsApped me.
Yeah.
He said he's gone.
Yeah.
Sava said it is true.
so we'll catch up with everybody soon. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Cheers for watching and have a good week. Take care.
Take it down.